This is unbelievable, my friend. Just when the entire NFL's eyes were focused on other names, a true Raiders X-Factor has returned to the spotlight. The man Pete Carroll described as a key player in the defensive system returns to Washington bearing not only the pressure of a reunion, but also the expectation of proving he can be the difference maker this season. And believe me, the back room is buzzing with excitement about this. But calm down, because there's more. The Raiders just received some very hot information about the situation of Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels, and it could completely change the outlook for the next game. So, like, subscribe, and follow me, because what I'm about to tell you now could define the Raiders' immediate future. Anticipation has never been higher. Jeremy Chinn, the versatile defender who established himself as a key player for the Las Vegas Raiders, is back in Washington, and everyone's eyes are on him. After an impressive inaugural season, Chinn's return to his former home has generated a wave of curiosity and excitement. Will he be the X-factor needed to contribute to the team's victory, or will the pressure be too much for him to bear? With a style of play that blends agility, physical strength, and sharp reading of the game, Chinn has become a true powerhouse in the Raiders' defense. His ability to turn a simple play into a turning point was a hallmark of his first season with the team. In the last game against the Chargers, he did just that. With a crucial play, he forced the Chargers to score a field goal instead of a touchdown. This may seem like a small detail, but in an AFC West full of explosive offenses, moments like these can be decisive, often more so than the big highlight reel plays. Chinn, with his unique skill set, is capable of turning any play into a strategic comeback. Coach Pete Carroll, who has had the opportunity to work closely with Chinn, was full of praise for the player. "I love what Jeremy Chinn is doing. He gives us all kinds of flexibility. We do a lot of things with him. He's strong, he runs hard, and that contributes to his physical strength and everything else." These words demonstrate how indispensable Chinn has become to the team. He's not just another player. He's a true strategic weapon who can tip the balance at any moment. But Chinn's return to Washington will be no easy task. The emotional toll of returning to the city that saw him grow as a player can be both a boost and a trap. Pete Carroll warned about the dangers of overexcitement. "I'm worried that some guys might come back too excited in situations like this. That can be dangerous." He's right. The pressure of playing in front of his old fans and against the clock can become a heavy psychological burden. Chinn will need to balance emotion with focus, as any mistake could be costly in such a big game. The biggest challenge, therefore, will not only be on the field, but in his mind. His confidence in his abilities will be tested like never before. The big question is, will Jeremy Chinn be able to use the excitement of his return to fuel a standout performance? If they can manage the pressure, the Raiders have a good chance of leaving Washington with a crucial victory. Otherwise, the weight of expectation could become an unbearable burden. The line between success and failure is so thin that any slip-up could completely change the course of the game. But one thing is certain. This is Chinn's moment to shine, and he knows it. The Raiders' X-Factor is ready to make his mark, but the answer to his ability to overcome the ghosts of the past and deliver the expected performance will be revealed on the field. And while Jeremy Chinn is turning heads in his return, the focus is also on the other side. Who will be on the field for the Washington Commanders this Sunday? As the Las Vegas Raiders prepare for their crucial matchup against the Washington Commanders, a new concern has emerged and shifted the team's focus: knee surgery on Commanders starting quarterback Jaden Daniels. After the Commanders' Week 2 loss to the Green Bay Packers, Daniels' fitness has become a major concern for the Raiders, who are now trying to anticipate a possible absence. Daniels, known for his impressive athleticism and explosive playmaking ability, suffered a knee sprain during the game against the Packers. The good news, at least for Washington, is that the request is not expected to be long-term. However, his availability for Sunday's game against the Raiders remains uncertain. According to Commanders' doctors, Daniels will not participate in practice until Friday, and his presence on the field will depend on how he feels between now and then. If he is unfit to play, backup quarterback Marcus Mariota will take over as the starter for the matchup. For the Raiders, facing Mariota would be a familiar and in some ways intriguing scenario. Mariota was coached by Raiders offensive coordinator Chip Kelly during his time at the University of Oregon, which adds an extra element of familiarity. His improvisational ability and mobility are strengths that could test the Raiders' defense. Even though he hasn't been the starting quarterback for long, Mariota has the ability to surprise with off-script plays and could become a real headache for the Las Vegas defense. On the other hand, if Daniels is cleared to play, it will be a completely different story. The Commanders' quarterback is known for his ability to make explosive plays and create big surprises on the field. His aggressive style and ability to escape tight situations make him one of the most unpredictable quarterbacks in the league. For the Raiders, this means their defensive plan needs to be refined, focusing not only on stopping the pass, but also on controlling Daniels' mobility, which can easily change the course of a game with an impulsive play. The landscape is full of uncertainty, but one thing is clear: whether with Mariota or Daniels, Daniels. The Raiders will need to be prepared for a challenge of epic proportions. The clock is ticking, and each day that draws closer to the game increases the pressure on the Las Vegas defense's strategic planning. With so much at stake, the Raiders' defensive game plan will be absolutely crucial. They cannot afford to underestimate either quarterback, and every decision will be crucial to securing victory. Daniels' injury is the turning point everyone is watching. The Raiders need to adapt quickly to any scenario and have prepared responses for any opponent that crosses their path. And while the uncertainty about the opponent leaves room for the Raiders to dream, at home the big expectation lies in Brock Bowers' fitness. As the Raiders prepare for their upcoming matchup against the Washington Commanders, one key factor has raised significant concerns within the team: the fitness of Brock Bowers, the tight end who has become a key player in Las Vegas's offense. Recovering from a knee injury, Bowers demonstrated resilience upon returning to the field in the loss against the Los Angeles Chargers, but his performance in the game was disappointing. With just 5 receptions for 38 yards, Bowers failed to replicate his impressive performance from Week 1, when he racked up 103 yards. This contrast has generated significant expectations regarding his recovery and his impact on the game against the Commanders. Optimism, however, is growing. Bowers participated in Thursday's practice on a limited basis, and while it's not guaranteed, there's an expectation that he'll be ready to play in Week 3. Raiders head coach Pete Carroll emphasized Bowers' importance to the team's offense, highlighting his skills and the impact he can have in the passing game and without blocking. Bowers has the physicality needed to open up the field. He needs to be more involved in the offense. His role will be vital to our offensive success, Carroll said, demonstrating the team's confidence in the tight end. Bowers' ability to line up as both a passing target and a run blocker makes him a crucial all-around weapon. However, Bowers' situation isn't completely resolved. His knee surgery remains uncertain, and his availability for Sunday's matchup against the Commanders depends on how he continues to respond to training and recovery. While he has demonstrated strength and determination, the team is closely monitoring the progress of the injury, and his full participation in the game is not guaranteed. If Bowers is available, his presence will certainly be a boost to the Raiders' offense, providing a reliable option for both quarterback and offensive line. However, if his injury becomes a problem again, the team could struggle to maintain the consistency it so desperately needs. The key for the Raiders will be knowing how to maximize Bowers' impact if he is on the field, or how to adjust the game plan if he cannot contribute as expected. His recovery will be one of the most decisive factors in their success this season. The tight end has indicated that he is not on the right track, but the situation remains volatile. If Bowers can fully exceed his ability and reach his potential, he could be the missing piece for the Raiders to take off this season. However, if the issues persist, his absence or limited performance could become a weakness that the Commanders could exploit. Expectations are high, and Bowers' status will be closely monitored as the game approaches. The Raiders will need his strength, resilience, and ability to influence the offense. Bowers' future, and perhaps even the immediate future of the Raiders, will depend on how he handles this injury and how he performs on the field. With Jeremy Chinn's return to Washington, uncertainty surrounding Jaden Daniels' injury, and Brock Bowers' recovery, how can the Raiders prepare for the matchup against the Commanders and maximize their chances of victory, depending on the availability and performance of their key players? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.